Hey guys, welcome back. So as I was telling you yesterday, for the to enable the fast start failover, you have to have a number of things set up. So these are the directions that I was following yesterday. So I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom so I can show you where I stopped yesterday. Um, so I stopped at see I'd already configured the fast start failover settings on my in the for my broker configuration, and this is where I had issues. So what you have to do is before you can enable fast start failover, um you need to have flashback enabled. To enable fast start failover, you must first enable flashback technology for primary and standby databases. And then after you've enabled a flashback, what you need to do, you need to um, change the protection mode. Change protection modes for so if you're in max performance, you have to change the protection mode to max availability. And that's the mode that you have to be in, max availability and max protection, I think, for you to be able to use the fast start failover. It's not gonna work if you have max performance enabled. So you have to change the protection mode to maximum availability or maximum protection. And after you've done that, you need to change your the log all these settings. Let me make sure I can find it. You need to change the fast start. You need to change this value to stuff. So this is not okay for in terms of this parameter, right? You have this parameter has to be configured in. So it's a very long explanation, but basically log xpt property must be set to async for max performance, but needs to be changed to sync for max availability and max protection. So this is pretty much what you have to do in a nutshell. So make sure that you change that before you even go into just run the enable command for the run this command to enable the fast start failover, enable flashback, change the protection mode. And just remember, before you change the protection mode, you have to change the this property value. So let me actually just label these. So okay, so I'm gonna just put it 1 to whatever steps. So it's gonna be 1, and then 2 should be, it should actually be 2. So let me just copy this. Okay, so this is 2, and this is 3. And then after you change this the protection mode, then you can change the fast start failover. So you can change you can run um change fast start failover target settings for okay, not change it, but set file surface thing to let me see. So if you're on the primary, then you want to set it to the standby, and if you're on the standby, you want to set it to the primary. So set fast start failover target setting to okay, how do I phrase that? If you are on primary, okay, for the primary database, set fast start failover target to standby database name and okay, for primary set fast start failover target value to primary database name. Okay, there you go. So now that I've just I just went over what you're supposed to do. So let me show you what it looks like. You know, if you have on SQL Plus on the command prompts. So I have I have my this is my original. So I have 10 windows open, right? So the first one was solely for my DGMGRL. You know, this was my DGMGRL window for DGMGRL utility. So what I did is I completed, you know, I changed all the different, I configured all the different settings. So basically just, you know, set the property for the log SPT to sync, as I just told you. Set the property for fast start failover target. And also this is really important. You have to make sure that you have the correct name or the right lettering for your database name. So I'll give you a perfect example, right? So if I come on DGMGRL, so I'll open up the second one here to do something else. So if you go to DGMGRL and if you run the show database command that I showed you earlier, so keep in mind I have two databases. I have one that is V11G2H3 and the other one is V11G2ST. And if you were to come to this window and just do this and show database V11G2H3, you're gonna receive this message, right? Object V11G2 was not found. So you're wondering, okay, so I have this database, right? So what's going on? So what you're doing is you have to make sure you have the right lettering, as I've just stated. So you would do show database. My lettering is actually, so if I first of all, if I run with show configurations, that's probably gonna take too long, but I shouldn't have done that. That's gonna take too long to complete. But anyways, as you can see, so I just enabled the fast start failover here at the top, and it's been enabled. So I just gotta be patient on this one. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, so if you yeah, just ignore that. You have to, yes, you're gonna have to I have an instruction what to do to get to get the to get rid of this so you just gotta hold on for 1 minute. So what I'm trying, so if you come to the show database like I was showing you, so if you come to show database, let me see, hopefully I can find it. Okay, so I cannot, so let's do this. Show database, but instead of using the small lettering, I'm going to use my capital letter, right? So now I'm able to pull up my, I'm able to display the settings for my standby database, and I would, and basically the same thing for my primary database. It's all about the lettering. So make sure you do have that correctly set up, typed in correctly. So what I'll do now is come back to this window. Let's see. Receive. Okay, so apparently this is after you've enabled this configuration, this is that you're gonna receive, and let's just confirm that this is yes, this is probably part of that these errors, but it's all about your database is being synchronized. You just gotta be patient with the process. So basically, so what I had to do also is I had to modify my I went on the Oracle website and I modified the auto system, the DB flashback retention target to different value. Let's call it H3 on this one. Retransport. Okay. Which is open, but I just enabled it. Anyways, so observer has been started. Only thing you really care about is basically enabling your fast start failover, which it is currently enabled. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to basically continue on with the tutorial. Okay, let's see what just happened on that window. It's been enabled. Yeah, you just gotta be. Let me go to my. Let me do this. Exit. Come to my standby. Auto database. Recover. Manage standby database. Disconnect. So you see the command you use to place your database in manage recovery mode. And also, if you notice, for that another window that I had open, is the start observer. Okay, so apparently I have a different media recovery going on. So for this window, the start observer, right? So when you run this command, it's going to remain this way. So I remember, I was showing you, how to start observing, and I was wondering what's going on. So it's supposed to, remain uninteractive after you run this command. You have to open up a different terminal to basically to be able to enable the fast start failover after you've started the observer on a different window. So let me do this. Let me minimize these windows. So in terms of features and functionalities for 11G, you have active data guard and you also have snapshot standby. So basically, active data guard is it's basically you would have a standby database where really data is going to be applied to that standby database as it's being committed from the primary database. So previously that was not the case. Basically you would have to like I can't remember what the previous configuration was, but so now the benefit of having active data guard is the database can be read only mode, and you're able to query you're able to query consistent live data as it's being committed. And basically that's the idea behind having an active data a standby database that's been configured as part of the the active data guard concept. So basically the standby database is in read only mode. And then this is actually called real-time querying, and it's only supported for enterprise editions. So if you when you hear active data guard, just think of a standby database that's in read-only mode, and that you're able to that read data is being transferred to and immediately applied, and that you're able to query at the same time. So just so you get an idea, so if I take you to my file system, if I go to where my archive logs are, so it should be in. So I'm actually glad that I opened up the trace, because I'm gonna come back to this later on. But so if you go to if you go to flash recovery area, and if you go into go to flash and go into the database. So if I go into v11g2sc, right, and I go to the archive logs folder, I should have the same exact archive logs in my standby database that are available in my primary database. So let me just show you. So I have, let me see, I have 143 archive logs on my standby database. So let's go into the primary database and confirm that we have the same number of archive video log files. So I'm gonna go to my primary database, which is v11g2h3. Go into archive logs. And just bear with me on the the speed of the pace of my my system. I don't know why, but it's being really slow right now. But if you look here, so it's at 145, which is just two archive. It's missing two archive logs, and these archive logs are eventually going to be applied to the standby database. So this is what real-time querying is really all about. You have the data being applied to the standby database, that database as it's being committed on a primary database. So and then the parameter is the intended state, and it has to be set to apply on. So if I take you back to my dgmgrl window, okay. So for dgmgrl, if I look at intended state, it's set to apply on, right? This is for my standby database. Let's see. Yes, it's set to apply on. and for my primary database is set to transport on. So when you think of redo log apply services and log transport services and log apply services, then these are the configurations that you have to be aware of. These two parameter settings, the interstate, and also the how if the log SVT is set to synchronous or asynchronous. And then so next is the snapshot standby. So snapshot standby are basically let me see physical standby databases that you convert into snapshot standby databases, and these are not so they you would use a snapshot standby database more for testing purposes. So I think I'll probably just outline that in the next few lines. So yes. So, and also another thing is you can only convert primary standby databases to snapshot standby databases. You cannot convert logical standby databases into snapshot standby databases, and these are the reasons why. The VD data is applied differently on the logical standby. So for the physical standby, as you just saw, it's applied. The VD data is applied immediately, and the database structures for the primary standby database, physical standby databases, are identical. But in the case of a logical standby database, this is not the case. And for a logical standby database, you have to use a SQL apply to apply the VD data to the logical standby database. And again, so as I've just said, they do not have similar database structures, so it makes it more difficult to apply the data the VD data that's been transferred from the primary database. But what's more important is that with the snapshot standby database, as I was just telling you, it's more of a testing environment. And basically, so once you take your database out of snapshot standby mode, then basically, and then you return it to physical standby, then basically you lose any of the data that was basically being applied to that snapshot standby database. That's you only use the snapshot standby to from testing to for development purposes to kind of get a sense of how your environment will respond to data being applied versus going just thinking of applications and so forth. So as I was just telling you, so changes applied to snapshot standby databases are rolled back when database changes are returned to physical standby mode. This is very important. Yes, test operations and configurations. So let's see what's next. Next should be, I should have another demo, and this should be for the, yeah, I should have a demo for to enable active data guard. So what I'll do now is I am going to, hopefully I already have the scripts, that file open. So if I do not, okay, then I'm going to go into my file system, setup, active data guard, and configure snapshot standby databases. So let's open that file. Actually, let me go to my first file for 1 minute and make sure I haven't missed out on anything. Okay, yeah, so here at the bottom I have more configurations for just for data guard. So basically, let me see. Yeah, so I just have here how to enable read-only mode for your database. It's not in read-only mode already. I also just going to, so in terms of the process that's being used for the transport, you have the choices. You have the log writer and you have the archiver process, and you can configure that manually, or you can just let the default process is actually the archiver process. So if you not if you can remember the code that I put in earlier, I excluded. I did not have these either of these classes in there. So implicitly I was using the archiver. And then you can configure this to these settings to no affirm async or to affirm and then sync. So these are the two configurations that you can make for at the this one should actually be the log archive -2, which is pointing to the service. Let me see. Let me actually just clarify that. Alter log underscore archive underscore dest underscore 2, and you pretty much just set up your services as this. So this is what it's going to look like ultimately. And actually I already have it up there. I have it partially up there. But I also just on another note, the log archive -2, just always remember it's the service is the one that you use for the service, and log archive 1 is the one that you use for the location. And basically, and for the service, you actually point to online log files and then primary role. But for destination 1, you'll only point to let me see. Let me make sure I have this right. Okay, so set log archive destination number 1. You have to use log underscore archive underscore dest underscore 1 is equal to location is equal to you point to your archive log location here, and then you will put valid underscore 4 is equal to all underscore log files, and then all underscore rows, and basically, and then you would pretty much just after this you would put in okay the db unique name, db underscore unique name 2. Yeah. So and then when you put the db unique name, what you do is you put the single quotation in. So if you notice, so I have one quotation final location and the last one after I put in the unique name. Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna post this file, all these scripts on the discussion section of the channel. So do check it out. Okay. So what I do next is this is part I just open up to configure the snapshot to configure active data guard. So what I'll do now is I'm going to go to my databases, and it's really slow. Yeah, so I have way too many processes running. But anyways, so let me just confirm. So select database flow. Let's go row from the dollar database. It's a physical standby. Select database underscore row from the $database. It's a primary database. And remember, I told you you can only convert and again, this is for this snapshot standby portion. You can only convert physical standby to snapshot. But anyways, so coming to my instructions. So I'm already connected to SQL Plus, right? I have my standby my SQL Plus client open for my standby database. So what I'll do next is I'm going to then run. I should already have my database is actually already in managed recovery mode. So if I was to cancel a managed recovery mode by running the auto database recovery manage standby database cancel, then I would take my database out of managed recovery mode. So I would just show it to you. So take the standby database out of managed recovery mode, run command auto database recover manage standby database cancel. So if I was to run this command, I would take my database out of managed recovery mode. So if I was to do this, basically I just take my database out of managed recovery mode. But for the purpose of setting up the data guard, I'm gonna put this back into managed recovery mode. So copy this and come to this window, paste it. There you go. My database is back into managed recovery mode. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to then run this command, right? So select name, open mode, database will read our database, and the open mode should be set to read only. So copy this. There you go. Read only would apply. Wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to test my active data guard. So now I'm going to connect to my primary database, and I'm going to create a table, and I'm going to insert some data into that table, and then see if I have it available on my standby database. So let me do this. Okay, create table, test. Copy. Okay. Created my table. I'm going to insert insert into test. I'm going to enter these value test 1 and then text. So just copy this and paste it. Okay. And I'm going to commit complete, and I'm going to run the auto. So I'm going to switch my archive log, my log file, my archive log file basically. And I'm gonna by running the commit by switching my log file, what I'm doing is I'm actually just saying, okay, this please transfer this this archive log file to the redo to my this redo data to my standby databases. So I'm gonna run this command. Autism set autism archive log command, or you can also do a auto system switch log file. There you go. I just share my log file. So if I was to do let me see, Okay, so I want to so now I'm going to log into I'm already in my standby database. I'm going to run this script. Select apply for VDAR log, order by. Okay, so let's copy that. VDAR archive 104. Let me actually just change the script to see. There you go. So you want to confirm that all the archive logs have been applied. So let's just go over all these logs, right? So great. So 14646 was applied. So okay. So what I'll do next is, so now that I know that the data has been applied, I'm gonna be. Let me see if I could query my test table, right? So run, select star from test. Okay. So let's do this. Select sequence. This time, next time. Let me just confirm what I have here on my primary database. Okay, so I'm all the way at 149, right? So that means that I'm still waiting for the archive log hasn't been applied to my standby database yet. So let's just 148. I'm at 148. Okay, so let's see. There you go. So you just gotta be patient, right? All these, you have processes working in the background. Basically just uh, transferring, being responsible for the transfer of data, and so you just gotta give it some time, and and then check if the redo data was applied to the standby database after a while by running this query, and it just going to read out archive log, archive and score log. So, and also, like I was going to tell you, so for you also have, in terms of the data guard broker, you also have this. Let me see. So you can do this. You can go to Diag, and go to Diag. You go to RDBMS. You have the two databases, the primary and the standby database, right? So if you're wondering what's going on with your disaster with the data guard configuration or your book configuration, you can come into this go into this for the primary database, go into trace, and then go into DRC, and then the database name. This is going to be the place where this is going to be this is the log file for your primary database in your basically primary database within your book configuration. So you open up this file, so you can review what's going on inside of on your primary database, within the book configuration, as I said. So review this file if you see any errors, and then basically you can basically just go ahead and fix it. So and then same thing for, so next you just go to the standby. Same thing with the standby. And then also in terms of errors that you will encounter with the broker configuration, there is an error 16664 or for that one, just try different things. Try to change your protection mode. Try to see if you have the right service names in your TNS names at OFL. Just it could be a number of things, but just do some just take some time and to resolve that as for me, I've been experiencing it for a while. So let me go into Trace. And hopefully after this I can show you how to do a snapshot standby. So here you have and again the same thing. Open up the file DRC with the standby database name. Okay, so just go to the file. If you see any errors, then see if you can fix it and take some time, do some research on the error code that you come across, that you encounter. So let me minimize this, and then we just tested active data guard, right, which is working. This is a great feature. So now we're gonna configure snapshot standby for our standby database. So and again, this is just more of an history of what snapshot standby is about. So he was introducing OK 11 years of this, as I just told you, and only physical standby database can be converted into snapshot standby databases. Logical standby database cannot be converted to snapshot standby databases. Again, so I already went over how the reader data is applied and how the database structures are different. And about just the physical standby database being a exact replica of the primary database, and logical standby database not being an exact replica with its database structure of the primary database. So and also, let me see. So again, so yeah. So and also with snapshot standby, flashback must be enabled. Flashback. Okay. So what I'll do next is I'm going to go into my standby database, which is this is my client, this is Plus client. I'm going to turn off I'm going to take my database out of manage recovery mode. So I'm going to run this command, copy, and then just paste it on here. There you go. And then I'm going to shut down my standby database and start up in mount mode. After I start up in mount mode, I'm going to confirm that flashback is on. She just let you know, and again, because I've already configured, because of the previous operation, flashback should already be enabled. But let's just start up in mount mode and then confirm it. And for flashback, for this setting, right, you can set this to actually, so the value can be either yes, no, or restore point only. So if you do not have flashback enabled, it's gonna be no. But if you do, it's gonna be yes. And if you have any snapshot standby, it's gonna be restore point only. So I'm gonna select flashback underscore on from the $database. Yes. Okay. So after that is convert to snapshot standby. So my database is in mount mode. So let's just run this command. Also database convert to snapshot standby. Oh man, okay, so I need to disable fast start failover first. So let's do that. So get rid of this. So connect, disable, fast start failover. There you go. Let's see if it's gonna. Okay. Let's see if I have to cancel that. Okay. So let me just put a note here. So let me see what should I put this right here. Okay. Oh, actually, even before that. Even so, I'm gonna put it here at the top. Note: you must disable fast start failover before converting physical before converting from physical standby database role database physical standby role settings to snapshot standby selection mode. There you go. Okay, so now I'm going to open up my database. Auto database open. So I'm gonna run my after my database opens. I'm gonna run the flashback on this. I'm gonna apply flashback on the score on again, and it should be set to restore point only now. Great. So just open it, that should be open. So let's run the flashback on. Okay. What did I do wrong here? Let's do this. Shut immediate. Okay. Let's do startup mount. Okay, that is mounted. Let's see. Okay, great. Okay. Let's see if this changed it. So let's open the database. Remember I told you you need to make sure that you have the restore point only as the value for the flashback on. So let's so it still set you yes. So apparently I'm doing something wrong here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna pause right here and I will pick it back up when I found out when I've figured out what is going on. Thank you so much for watching.